Okay. Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back, everyone. Again, let me introduce myself. I am Marianne from Utah. So I welcome you again today in our fifth seminar. Title will be Psyllium Husk as a plant-based stabilizer to produce high fiber, low synersis yogurt. Okay. So before we proceed, I just like to remind you, if you have any question for the students, please leave your question at the chat box later. And then we are streaming this webinar to our Facebook live on Kuala Lumpur Engineering Science Fair Facebook. Please help us to like and share this video. So I would like to introduce our speaker. Um, it will be Miss O Boon Yi. She is also from SMJK Heng Yi, Penang. All right, Boon Yi is also the finalist of Regenerate International Science and Engineering Fair, ISEF 2020, and first place winner of Pertandingan Inovasi Sains, Teknologi dan Kejuruteraan PISTEC 2019. Congratulations, Boon Yi. All right. So now, without further ado, I would like to turn over the time to Boon Yi. Over to you, Boon Yi.
Okay, thank you, Miss Anne. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bunyi from Penang Hei High School, Malaysia. You know that when yogurt is kept in the fridge for a few days, the water will separate out from the curdle, and this process is called syneresis. So, these are the example of the yogurt syneresis. You can see that the water is separating out from the curdle. So to overcome this problem, the manufacturer has added the gelatin powder in the yogurt to reduce its syneresis and improve the texture of the yogurt. However, gelatin is derived from the collagen taken from the animal body parts, which are not suitable for vegetarians, Muslim community, and other religions. So, do you think that is there any plant-based stabilizer to replace gelatin so that everyone can consume yogurt? After reading through many articles, I found it, which is Psyllium Husk. What is Psyllium Husk? Psyllium Husk is a water-soluble fiber from the Plantago ovata plant seeds, which can absorb water and form a thick and viscous compound. From the third picture, you can see that the psyllium husk will absorb the water and form a thick and viscous compound. So I have carried out a few experiments. For the first experiment is to investigate the relationship between the percentage of psyllium husk in the yogurt and its viscosity. We have prepared the yogurt sample. First, we have grind the psyllium husk into the powder form, and we weight the psyllium husk and mix it with the yogurt sample to carry out the viscosity experiment. I have measured the distance and the time taken for the brass box to reach the bottom of the measuring cylinder to calculate the velocity. Besides, I have calculate the viscosity of the yogurt sample using the formula as shown. Now, here is the result for the first experiment. I have plotted a graph which is the average viscosity against the percentage of psyllium husk in the yogurt. The viscosity of the yogurt increases with the percentage of the psyllium husk. From the graph, it shows that the 0.37% of psyllium husk has the equivalent viscosity to the 0.6% of gelatin yogurt. Now, moving to the second experiment, I wanted to know the syneresis value for the untreated yogurt, gelatin yogurt, and the psyllium husk yogurt. So, I have centrifuged the yogurt sample at 1500 rounds per minute for 15 minutes. I have calculated the syneresis value for the yogurt samples using the formula below. So, I've plotted the bar chart, and from the bar chart, it shows that the untreated yogurt has the highest synersis value compared to the gelatin yogurt and the Psyllium Husk yogurt. The synersis value of the untreated yogurt is almost double that of the Psyllium Husk yogurt. So, Psyllium Husk is better to utilize. Psyllium Husk is a better stabilizer to replace gelatin, and it has a lower synersis value compared to the untreated yogurt and the gelatin yogurt. Now, moving on to the third experiment, I want to compare the pH value for the gelatin yogurt and Psyllium Husk yogurt for 7 days. I have recorded and measured the pH value of the yogurt sample for 7 days. So now, moving on to the result for the third experiment, I have plotted the line chart. From the line chart, it has shows that the pH value of the Psyllium Husk yogurt and the gelatin yogurt decreases over time. The gelatin yogurt and the Psyllium Husk yogurt has a similar change in pH value, as it means that the Psyllium Husk will not interfere with the bacterial activities in the yogurt, as the lactobacillus activity will convert the lactose into the lactic acid, so the yogurt will become more sour, and the pH value of the yogurt will decreases over time. So, discussion. Moving on to the discussion. First, during the preparation of the yogurt samples, the Psyllium Husk may not be distributed homogeneously into samples for the ball drop experiment. At first, we have prepared the first 1% of Psyllium Husk yogurt to carry out the ball drop experiment, but it was too thick and the ball took almost half an hour to move barely 3 cm. So, since the samples had to be put into the test tube or the centrifuging, the amount of the clear supernatant was extracted with a capillary tube, and a combined value of supernatant was used to calculate the synersis value of the yogurt sample. And in this experiment, we just used only brand X of gelatin yogurt for this carrying out these 3 experiments. Now, in conclusion, the viscosity increases as the percentage of Psyllium Husk in the yogurt increases. So it means that Psyllium Husk can be used to thicken the yogurt and reduce its synersis. Second, yogurt added with the 0.37% of Psyllium Husk has the equivalent viscosity to the gelatin yogurt, and 0.37% of Psyllium Husk yogurt has half the synersis value compared to the gelatin yogurt and the untreated yogurt. Therefore, Psyllium Husk yogurt can act as a stabilizer for yogurt to reduce its synersis. And the change in pH value for the Psyllium Husk yogurt has a similar change in the change in pH value for the Psyllium Husk yogurt is almost the same with the gelatin yogurt, and this proves that Psyllium Husk will not interfere with any bacterial activities in the yogurt, which converting the lactose into the lactic acid. In conclusion, the 0.37% of Psyllium Husk can be used as an alternative stabilizer to replace gelatin, so that everyone can consume yogurt. Now, moving on to the marketing potential. For 50 grams for the gelatin powder, it costs 4 ringgit and 60 cents for 50 grams, and for Psyllium Husk it costs 50 ringgit 90 cents for 250 grams. And to produce 100 grams of yogurt, we need 0.6 grams of gelatin powder, which costs 5.5 cents. And to produce 100 grams of Psyllium Husk, we just need 0.37 grams, which costs 2.4 cents. And the cost of the Psyllium Husk yogurt, the cost of the Psyllium Husk is almost 56% lower than the cost of gelatin powder. Therefore, Psyllium Husk is the preferred stabilizer instead of gelatin, as it is plant-based. In addition, Psyllium Husk also provides many benefits. It can reduce our blood sugar levels, as normally the diabetes patient will consume Psyllium Husk to lower their blood sugar level. Besides, it will lower our cholesterol levels, prevents constipation, and will reduce our blood pressure, and is good for our heart. In the future, maybe we can use Psyllium Husk as a stabilizer in other foods such as ice cream, jam, jelly, candy, and so on to reduce its synersis. And we can also use other plant-based stabilizer such as pectin, guar, and cellulose to prevent synersis in the yogurt. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Bunyi, for your sharing. Okay, now we would like to open the session for Q&A session. If there's any question, please post your question at our chat box. Let me check from the Facebook. Okay, all right. While waiting for the question from our participant, I would like to check with you. For the process that you take for this experiment, how long do you take in total for your experiment, to perform your experiment?
Actually, we have take 1 month, as actually we have some problem with the experiment, and we have carried out the experiment using 1 month, and we have continued to improve our experiment after we have after
After you get the result of
yeah.
the improved IC. So in this, is it you perform the experiment alone or you are in a team?
I'm in a team with my
Other
club
friends.
members. We have carried out the experiment together.
Okay, all right. So another question. This is for your sharing to your friends and also other school teachers. Okay, can you share your experience with us when you participating in ISEF competition? Is this your first competition that you have participated?
This is the first competition for me to the International Science Fair in US, and I feel very happy to have the opportunity to join the competition. As we have, I need to thank a lot to my school teacher and my coach for guiding us to improve and present our product. So actually, that is the question.
Okay, let's see. There is a question, I think, on the chat box. Let's see. All right, it's from Te. It's from Te. He would like to ask you, do you take temperature as part of consideration affecting your result?
Actually, we
Okay.
didn't measure the temperature of the yogurt, as we have measured the pH value of the yogurt. And after measuring the pH value of the yogurt, we will put the yogurt back into the fridge to prevent the yogurt spoil. And so,
All right.
did I?
So hopefully it's answered the question. Okay, in our Facebook, Zehui congratulate and wish saying well done to you. And they said noted and thanks for the answer. All right. So after this, what is your future plan? What is your next step, next experiment? Is there any improvement for this what do you call that, research of your synersis yogurt?
Yes, I think we need to continue improve, as I think that there is many improvement for me to push the project more efficient and more useful for everyone in the community.
So this yogurt, it's considered safe to be consumed by all those like vegetarian or those with allergic and so on, right?
Yes, because in Malaysia, the gelatin powder is halal, but in other countries, the gelatin powder is non-halal. So maybe we can use a plant-based so that everyone can consume, vegetarians, vegans, and other religions can consume.
Okay.
And it's
All
also
right. Sorry, it's okay. Please proceed.
and it also contains a lot of health benefits. It's high fiber, it can prevent constipations and so on.
So is it considered safe for kids? Let's say those who are aged like 7 years old to take the yogurt?
Yes, it is suitable for everyone in the community.
All right. Okay, we have a question from Wayan. The question is, do the psyllium husk as stabilizer will affect the shelf life of the yogurt?
I think no, as the Psyllium Husk is actually Psyllium Husk is a maybe the diabetes patient consume Psyllium Husk, then we have added the Psyllium Husk in the yogurt. It will not affect the shelf life of the yogurt as normally yogurt we have finished it after 2 weeks. We have finished all the yogurt, right? So it does not take too long for the yogurt to spoil as
I see. All right. So hopefully it answer Wayan question. Okay. Another question that we get from the Facebook. Does the consumption of excessive psyllium husk causes any side effect? Is there any side effect if we take more excessive psyllium husk?
I think there is no side effect as Psyllium Husk contain a lot of health benefits, which is good for our human.
So we can get the psyllium husk anywhere in the supermarket now, right? If you want to try to do the similar experiment like you did.
Yes, Psyllium Husk we can buy it in pharmacies or in supermarket.
Okay.
Usually in pharmacies.
Usually in the pharmacies. All right. Okay. So let's see, is there any other question in the chat box? Right. Okay. All right. Another one from Ang Yi Jin. Good day. Did you research on the factor whether psyllium husk stimulate allergies?
Okay. As just now I have said that Psyllium Husk did not have any side effect when it act as a stabilizer in the yogurt. So I think it will not stimulate allergies or maybe any side effects.
All right. Okay. From the Facebook, okay. Sham Jemain commented, congratulations, Boon Yi. Also, Lee Lang Ling, congratulate and wish you well done. Okay. Let's see in our chat box, there's another question from Te. In your experiment, the yogurt that you use is homemade or contain 0.6% gelatin?
Okay. In supermarket, there are two types of yogurt. One is set yogurt and one is stir yogurt, which usually added with 0.6% of gelatin. And the plain yogurt the set yogurt is without any stabilizer. So we have do the research of the commercial yogurt, which is known as the stir yogurt, which usually use 0.6% of gelatin. And in my experiment, I used the brand X of gelatin yogurt, which is I buy from the supermarket, which contains 0.6% of gelatin.
All right, thank you. So is there any other question from our participant? If you don't have any question, if says that after we finish the webinar, if you have any other question in future, you can always send or commented it in our live video in our Facebook. So we'll try to forward the question to Boon Yi for her to reply. Okay. So if there's no other question from the participant, we will like, before we ended the session, I would like to inform the participant that we have prepared a feedback form for them to fill up. Kindly fill up the form so that we can improve our webinar in future. We would like also to assess the effectiveness of our webinar that we conducted every day. So we will paste, all right, sorry. Okay. There's one more question, Bunyi, sorry.
Yeah.
Not question. Waiyan, as a food science student, I admire your research spirit in this competition. Congrats and thank you for your reply. All right.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, so we already posted the feedback form in the chat box and also in our Facebook comment. Please help us to fill up. All right, so before that, before we take a group photo, I would like to share with the participant for tomorrow event. We will start at 10 a.m. With a workshop by our lecturer, Technology Song Hong Chang. The title of the workshop will be Creating Professional Brochure Using Microsoft Publisher in a Few Clicks, followed by workshop in title Interactive Exposures to Spreadsheet Application through Microsoft Excel. And at 1 o'clock, we will have a virtual symposium by our guru Icon STEM with the title of Colorful Paper, Scissors and Glue in Math. And the last virtual symposium tomorrow will be at 3, also by our guru Icon STEM. It's a sharing session with title STEM Innovation in School. So for those participants today, if you're free tomorrow, feel free to join our workshop and our symposium. Okay, before we end this session, can everyone help me to switch on your camera? We'd like to take a group photo for Boon Yi. Okay. So for those who have a camera, webcam or laptop, you can switch on your camera now. We try to take a group photo. All right, everyone. I give you a few minutes. Oh, sorry, not few minutes, few seconds. If you're ready, we'll start the first snapshot. 1, smile, 1, 2, 3. Okay, give me one moment. Okay, next. All right, smile. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right. Okay. So, Boon Yi, thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you for accepting as our panelist today.
Okay, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Miss Anne.
You're welcome. There's a lot of wishes. Congratulations from the participant to you. Congratulations and thanks for the excellent sharing by Oi Si Feng, I guess. And then from Dong Yok, say thank you for sharing. Well done. All right. So, okay. Thank you, Boon Yi. I wish you all the best in future. We hope to see you next year in our Kuala Lumpur Engineering Science Fair.
Okay, sure.
We hope that one day you can be one of our participants for our Kuala Lumpur Engineering Science Fair Challenge next year.
Okay, I will try my best.
Good. All right. If there's nothing more, I will end the session in a short while. Thank you, everyone. Please take care of yourself. Stay safe. Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye-bye.
Bye.